President Tinubu welcomes Nigerians to 2025 with renewed optimism and bold promises. Governor Ododo preaches unity and progress. Tumultuous crowd welcomes ex-Governor Bello to Kogi as he calls for support for President Tinubu. Horizon Air Flight makes emergency return to Alaska Airport after hitting Eagle. And in sports, Super Eagles player mother dies few weeks after father's death. Happy New Year and a very warm welcome to you. This is MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Gift Daniel. Thanks for joining. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ushered Nigerians into the new year with an uplifting message of hope, determination, and plans for a brighter future. In his New Year's address, delivered on the morning of January 1st, 2025, the president outlined the government's achievements, ongoing reforms, and goals for the year ahead, promising that better days lie ahead for the nation. In his speech, Tinubu highlighted promising economic indicators, citing a gradual reduction in fuel prices, consistent trade surpluses for 3 consecutive quarters, an increase in foreign reserves, and a stronger naira against the US dollar as evidence of a steady economic recovery. He emphasized the administration's commitment to building a resilient and prosperous Nigeria. President Tinubu acknowledged the economic challenges faced by Nigerians in 2024, including rising costs of essential goods such as food and medicine. However, he expressed confidence that 2025 would bring significant improvement as the government intensifies efforts to address these issues. The president pledged to tackle inflation, which stood at a staggering 34.6% in 2024, with the goal of reducing it to 15% by the end of 2025. He also announced plans to boost food production and local manufacturing of essential drugs to lower cost and essential affordability for all Nigerians. Announced the creation of a national credit guarantee company to help lower the prices of food and essential drugs in Nigeria. The company, starting by mid-2025, these plans involves working with groups like the Bank of Industry and private companies. The goal is to reduce risk for businesses, increase local production, and make food and medicine more affordable for Nigerians. This move is part of the government's efforts to ease the cost of living, reduce inflation, and support small businesses and young people. President Bola Tinubu in Lagos emphasized the critical role of state governors in driving Nigerians' development and prosperity, saying their leadership at the subnational level is central to achieving food security, economic prosperity, and rapid national growth. During a New Year homage by Vice President Kashim Shettima and members of the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, at his Ikoyi residence, the president expressed his gratitude for their support and collaboration while highlighting key areas requiring joint efforts for the nation's progress. He said, "They are the most important link to Nigerians' prosperity and development. The federal government accounts for about 30 to 35% of the allocated revenue. The rest comes to them. The agricultural value chain depends on them. They own the land, and the job is in their hands." President Tinubu called for stronger collaboration between the federal and state governments to address pressing challenges, including local government autonomy, agricultural productivity, and currency stability. Expressing his commitment to local government development and autonomy, the president stressed his importance for grassroots development and dispelled rumors of disagreement with the governors. Meanwhile, Bayo Onanuga, the presidential spokesperson, said in a statement that Tinubu spoke in Lagos on Wednesday when members of the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, and Vice President Kashim Shettima paid him a New Year homage. President Bola Tinubu says there is no plan for the federal government to take over the control of local government areas in the country. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has welcomed Abuja's first baby of the year 2025 at the Asokoro District Hospital. Favor Stephen Odion, a baby girl, was born to the family of Mr. Odion Iyimbo and Mrs. Chioma Odion at exactly 12:25 a.m. on Wednesday, January 1st, weighing 3.6 kg. The First Lady, represented by Nana Shettima, wife of the Vice President, also received other babies born at the hospital, including the first baby boy of the year 2025. Zimchikasham Ejiofor, born to the family of Mr. Ejiofor Nwore and Mrs. Delight Ejiofor at about 7:14 a.m. weight 3 kg. The mother of the nation welcomed Favour and all the other babies born on New Year's Day in the FCT with baby gifts, including postnatal care products and other nutritional supplies, as well as cash gifts. The governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Ododo, has called on citizens to embrace the opportunities and challenges of 2025 with renewed hope, unity, and determination. Describing the new year as a renewed opportunity for us to deepen our collective resolve, Governor Ododo expressed his gratitude for the unwavering support and resilience demonstrated by the people of Kogi State throughout the past year. He emphasized that the state's progress and achievements were made possible by the collective contributions of its citizens. The governor stated that, as a chief servant, he is deeply committed to fostering a state where development, innovation, and inclusivity thrive. He pledged to continue delivering impactful projects, empowering youth and women, and ensuring that every community feels the positive impact of governance. Governor Ododo also urged the people of Kogi State to remain united and steadfast in their efforts to support one another, highlighting that unity remains the greatest strength of the state. In his message, he reaffirmed his administration's support for the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, commending the president's vision and bold initiatives. He described President Tinubu as a blessing to our nation and a leader whose courage and creativity would continue to yield positive results for Nigeria. The governor concluded by wishing all Kogites a prosperous new year and calling for collective efforts to make Kogi State a beacon of progress and peace. He declared that together they will continue to make Kogi State a shining example of progress and peace. The wife of Kogi Governor Sefiinat Usman Ododo on Tuesday donated relief items in cash to about 200 pregnant women, nursing mothers, and patients at Kogi State Specialist Hospital, Lokoja, in company of the wife of Kogi Assembly Speaker Zainab Umar and wife of State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Princess Karimat Abdullahi, were received by the management of KSSH led by Professor Adagiri Issa Yahaya. Addressing the women, Mrs. Ododo appreciated them for supporting her husband by voting overwhelmingly for him during the last governorship election in the state. She noted that her visit to the hospital was a promise fulfilled and a testament to her commitment to touching the lives of women and children, especially the vulnerable in the society. She stressed that the gesture was aimed at alleviating the financial and medical challenges faced by the vulnerable groups and putting smiles on their faces. The governor's wife commended the hospital staff and management for taking good and adequate care of the pregnant women, nursing mothers, and patients at the hospital. Ododo promised to extend the gesture to other hospitals across the state, as well as touching the lives of the vulnerable women and children at the grassroots. Lokoja, the Kogi State capital and Kogi Central Senatorial District, stood still on Tuesday as residents trooped out in mass to welcome the immediate past governor of the state, Yahaya Bello, who traveled home for the New Year celebrations. Kotonkarfe, Lokoja Road was literally blocked as supporters, kinsmen, and well-wishers stormed the roads to join the former governor's convoy amid cheers. It took the former governor about 6 hours to finally access the palace of the Oyinoi of Ibira-land, His Royal Majesty Tijani Ahmed Anaje. Ex-Governor Bello was granted bail on December 19, 2024 and released after meeting his bail conditions in the alleged money laundering case instituted against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Kinsmen and supporters who had been waiting for the big entry of former Governor Bello and the incumbent Governor Usman Ododo stormed the streets, chanting solidarity songs and praying for the continuous upliftment of the state under the new administration. Many of those who managed to speak amidst the celebrations eulogized Bello and assured him that their prayers were with them. They also thanked him for giving them a governor like Ododo as successor. They said they had been waiting since 9 a.m. to welcome home their son, whom they said opened Kogi up for laudable development after a very long time. The former governor, accompanied by Governor Ododo and other past and present key officials, first made a stop at the resting place of his late mother for a special prayer for the departed. The federal government has taken delivery of the first batch of locally assembled compressed natural gas buses marking the beginning of their deployment for airport shuttle services across Nigeria. The buses, produced by Lanre Shitu Motors, were received at the Murtala Muhammed Airport, Lagos, by officials of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, led by its Managing Director, Mrs. Olubunmi Kuku. Speaking during the unveiling at the Lagos Airport, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Management, Festus Keyamo, said the deployment was in line with the directive of President Bola Tinubu. He said it was part of Nigeria's commitment to reducing carbon emissions and meeting global climate targets. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, announced that President Bola Tinubu has directed the reintroduction of Nigerian history as a subject in basic education. Alausa made this statement on Tuesday during his appearance as a guest on Channels Television's end-of-year special review show. Barrister Cosmas Atabo, the executive chairman of Igalamela Odolu local government area, extends warm New Year greetings to all Nigerians, particularly the people of Kogi State. In his message, he expressed gratitude for divine protection that has allowed everyone to witness the dawn of a new year, filled with hope and opportunities. The chairman appealed for unity and cooperation as essential pillars for achieving greater milestones and called for collective efforts across various sectors and communities to drive growth and development. Barrister Atabo highlighted the role of unity in fostering peace and progress and urged citizens to set aside differences and sentiments that may hinder collective success. He commended the efforts of Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo for prioritizing unity and paving the way for inclusive development. He further encouraged the people, especially Kogites, to embrace a spirit of cooperation, innovation, and resilience in addressing challenges and building a stronger and more united society in the new year. Barrister Atabo extends his best wishes for a prosperous new year to Governor Ododo, members of the State Executive Council, the Speaker and members of the Kogi State House of Assembly, Igalamela Odolu local government APC party stakeholders, and all Kogites. The Ovie of Ugeli Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Oharisi III, has advocated for peace and unity among his subjects, promising to continue to promote ideas that will advance the peace and the rich cultural heritage of the Ugeli people. Oharisi III also charged Ugeli sons and daughters to use their privileged positions in their various fields of endeavors to develop the kingdom. The monarch spoke at the first annual conference and award ceremony of Ugeli Descendants Union, UDU, after 22 years held at the Ugeli Kingdom Hall opposite Oharisi Primary School in the city of Ugeli, Delta State. Represented by the Ota, traditional prime minister of Ugeli, the referred Ugeli monarch called for a concerted effort in sustaining peace, unity, and progress in the kingdom. UDU is the umbrella body of Ugeli communities in Delta State, where the Ovie of Ugeli as their paramount ruler. The Kano State government has voiced its opposition to the proposed tax reform bills currently before the National Assembly, describing them as detrimental to the welfare of Nigerians, particularly in the northern region. Governor Abba Yusuf, who was represented by his deputy Aminu Abdulsalam Gwazo, declared the government's position during the 2025 New Year celebration held at the Filin Mahaha Kofa Naisa Open Theatre. The Deputy Governor's Chief Press Secretary, Ibrahim Garba Shuaibu, confirmed the state government opposition via a press statement. The governor said, the tax reform bill is not the solution to economic challenges. Kano State stands firmly against any policy that negatively affects the welfare of the people. He lauded the resilience of Kano residents amidst economic challenges, describing the proposed tax hike as ill-timed, loop-sided, and inimical to the unity of the country. Nigerians in general and the North in particular are groaning under hyperinflation and unprecedented insecurity. Therefore, the presidency should rather concentrate its time and attention to tackling extreme poverty and hunger, especially in the northern part of the country. Yusuf highlighted his administration's achievements in healthcare, education, road construction, and foreign scholarship initiatives. He reminded residents of the Supreme Court's ruling in January 2024 that confirmed him as the duly elected governor of Kano State. Abia State Governor Alex Otue has announced a ban on all forms of payment, including PTA levies, in primary and secondary schools across the state. This move is part of the government's efforts to make education more accessible and affordable for all. According to Governor Otue, the ban is effective immediately, and no parent or guardian should be charged any fees in public schools. Instead, the government has introduced an impressed account system where head teachers and school principals will receive a specific sum every month to manage the day-to-day operations of their schools. This decision is expected to ease the financial burden on parents and ensure that every child has access to quality education, regardless of their background or financial situation. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
My name is Abiodun Sadiq, and I'm the operational coordinator of Malachi Television in Lokoja. We want to say thank you so much to all our viewers out there. Thank you so much for all our clients, people who are patronizing us, people who are referring us, and people who are promoting us. We say thank you so much. You know we are a media station. Let your support keep coming in. We want to do more. We have the capacity to do. All what we need is your support, your viewership, and also your patronage. Happy New Year to you. Happy 2025. The Lord bless you.
Welcome back. Thanks you are still with us. Now on crime. A chief magistrate court sitting in Kaduna on Tuesday ordered the remand in the Nigerian Correctional Center of self-styled activist and public commentator Shehu Mahdi. Mahdi was arrested a few days ago by officers of the Department of State Services after he rebuffed pleas to pull down inciting videos he posted online claiming that President Bola Tinubu granted France the approval to set up a military base in northern Nigeria. Mahdi's narrative came on the heels of a related claim by the military leader of Niger Republic, Abdurrahman Tchani, that France set up a military base in northern Nigeria. Mahdi blamed Tinubu for endorsing the deal in a viral tweet. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, as well as the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammed swiftly punctured the narrative of the Nigerian military leader as false. On Tuesday, the DSS arraigned Mahdi's before magistrate Abubakar Lamido on 2 counts of conspiracy, aiding and abetting terrorism, which the agency said is contrary to Section 26, 2 and 3 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2002 and inciting public disturbances contrary to Section 78 of the Penal Code Law of Kaduna State 2017. In his ruling, Lamido held that Mahdi should remain in a correctional facility in Kaduna until January 14, 2024 for further hearing of the matter. Bandits suspected to be foot soldiers of a notorious bandits leader, Bello, have abducted 10 passengers and burnt their vehicle along Kaura, Namoda Shinkafi Road in Zamfara State. The incident happened a day after the defense headquarters declared Tuji a dead man walking, vowing that he and other terror masterminds would not live beyond 2025. Tuji had warned that he would resume the abduction and killing of innocent people in Zamfara and Sokoto states if his brother, Bakawugi, who is currently in military custody, was not released on or before the end of December 2024. Wugi was admitted to the Shinkafi General Hospital where military personnel whisked him away from his hospital bed. Tuji threatened to launch attack on the people of the area if Wugi continued to be with the military. The bandits, suspected to be Tuji's boys, launched the first attack on Kaura Namoda Shinkafi Road, following the expiration of the deadline given to the military to release Wugi. It was learned that bandits ambushed the passenger vehicle around 8 a.m. while conveying 10 passengers to Shinkafi town from Gusau, the Zamfara state capital. The incident occurred at Gwananjalab village in Zungeru ward, Shinkafi local government area. An indigene of the area, Gabi Sani, said the bandits abducted all the passengers in the vehicle and finally set the vehicle on fire. Sani maintained that this was the first time the bandits were burning down a vehicle after abducting passengers. Now on politics. PDP acting chairman advocates for political alliance to challenge Tinubu in 2027. Umar Damagum, the acting national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has emphasized the importance of political alliance in the bid to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 general elections. Speaking in an interview with the BBC Hausa service, Damagum asserted that any opposition coalition without the PDP would lack the strength to succeed. Responding to recent comments by Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, who dismissed the possibility of an alliance with the PDP, Damagum reaffirmed his party's position as the strongest opposition force in Nigeria. Damagum highlighted the PDP's resilience, citing its ability to win elections despite being out of federal power to nearly a decade. According to him, the party's consistency and widespread presence across Nigeria demonstrates its indispensability in any political collaboration aimed at electoral success. Next on our foreign news. President Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast has announced that French troops will begin withdrawing from the country in the coming months. The announcement was made during his New Year's address, signaling a shift in the nation's military strategy in a step toward greater autonomy. In his nationwide broadcast, Ouattara stated they have decided on a coordinated and organized withdrawal of French troops. The withdrawal process, slated to begin in January, is a key component of the government's broader plan to modernize Ivory Coast military. The president also disclosed that the French naval infantry battalions based in Port-Bouet, near Abidjan, will be transferred to Ivorian control as part of this transition. A Horizon Air flight was forced to make an emergency return to an Alaska airport on Christmas Eve after the plane struck an eagle, just days after a tragic bird strike in South Korea led to one of the country's worst aviation disasters, killing 179 people. According to Alaska Airlines, which owns Horizon Air Flight 2041, departed from Anchorage's Ted Stevens International Airport around noon on December 24th. Shortly after takeoff, the crew reported a bird strike. The flight, bound for Fairbanks, turned back and safely landed at the airport around 30 minutes later. The captain and first officer are trained for this situation and landed the aircraft safely without any issue, an airline spokesperson said, adding that no emergency was declared. Passengers were transferred to another aircraft to continue their journey while the affected plane was inspected. It has since returned to service. At least 10 people have been killed and 36 injured in a horror terrorist attack on New Year's Day revelers in New Orleans. A man in an SUV drove into a crowd on New Orleans' famous Canal and Bourbon Street around 3:15 a.m. before getting out of the car and firing on civilians and police officers. Police Superintendent Anne Kirkpatrick said the man driving this was hell-bent on creating the carnage and damage he did and had driven deliberately into the crowd before opening fire. An improvised explosive device has been also found at the scene. New Orleans government agency NOLA said injured people had been taken to hospital and earlier warned people to get themselves away from the area. The incident has now been declared as a terror attack. Alexia Duncan, an assistant special agent in charge of the FBI's New Orleans field office, said officials were investigating the discovery of at least one suspected improvised explosive device at the scene. Next is sport update. Former heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua on Wednesday paid a courtesy visit to President Bola Tinubu at his residence in Lagos State. Joshua, a British-Nigerian boxer and two-time world heavyweight champion, also presented the president with an autographed glove, which read, "To the great Asiwaju Jagaban Bogo of Africa, Bola Ahmed Tinubu." This was disclosed by the president's special assistant on social media, Dada Olusegun, via his X handle Wednesday. In late December 2024, the Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun announced plans by his administration to construct a brand new Anthony Joshua indoor boxing ring in the state. Abiodun also announced that the two-time former world heavyweight boxing champion would be lighting the Gateway Games National Sport Festival torch, which has been postponed till May 2025. The governor made this known when he hosted Joshua in his office in Abeokuta, the state capital. Stanley Nwambali, the 28-year-old goalkeeper for Nigeria's national football team, has faced another devastating blow, losing his mother just weeks after the death of his father. It was reported that Nwambali shared the heartbreaking news on social media, posting a simple yet emotional tribute. R.I.P. Mom, worst year of his life already, on X, formerly Twitter. Prior to revealing his mother's passing, Nwambali had written, "A very, very crazy world indeed, a reflection of the emotional toll he has been enduring." The tragic news comes barely a month after Nwambali's father passed away during the international break in November. His father's death occurred just hours before Nigerians' crucial 2025 African Cup of Nations qualification match against Rwanda. Despite the personal grief, Nwambali played in the opening match against Benin, but was excused from the team camp afterward to mourn his loss. The Super Eagles untimely lost 2-1 to Rwanda, marking a particularly challenging period for both the team and Nwambali on a personal level. A year of achievements amid headache, adding to the emotional weight. Nwambali's mother's passing came just hours after he posted a reflective video on social media, looking back on his successful year. 2024 had been a remarkable year for the goalkeeper. Nwambali played a key role in the Super Eagles silver medal finish at the AFCON tournament in Cote d'Ivoire and helped secure Nigeria's qualification for the 2025 AFCON with a game to spare. He also had an outstanding season with his South African club, further cementing his reputation as a defendable goalkeeper. Despite this achievement, Nwambali is now enduring the profound grief of losing both parents within a short span. The goalkeeper continues to receive heartfelt support from fans and teammates as he navigates this incredibly difficult period in his life. And from our entertainment desk, famous Nigerian singer Burna Boy has finally revealed why he kicked a fan during his performance at a Lagos concert. Report has it that the singer was captured in a now controversial video on social media, exiting the stage after assaulting a fan who tried to touch him at the 2025 Lagos Countdown concert. Reacting to the incident online, many users criticized the musician and tagged him the most arrogant Nigerian artist. Addressing the controversy in an Instagram story on Wednesday evening, Burna Boy stated that he has PTSD and warned his fans not to ever jump on his stage. He said it was a free show. He was supposed to do 10 minutes and did almost 1 hour, and that everybody knows his rule about getting on stage and startling him when he's performing. PTSD is known as post-traumatic stress disorder and is characterized by failure to recover from witnessing or experiencing a terrifying event. Abiodun Sadiq, on behalf of BAVON Communication Limited, celebrates the Kogi State amiable and purposeful governor, Ahmed Usman Ododo, with a divine mantle of leadership and governance style. You have contributed to the development of various sectors of Kogi State's economy, including prompt payment of civil servants' salaries. This is why the good people of the state testify to your rare traits and achievements. On behalf of the management and staff of BAVON Communications Limited, MLC TV, and Sharon Radio wishes you a happy birthday as you mark your 43rd birthday. We pray that the Almighty God will continue to uphold, keep, and strengthen you to the benefit of humanity. Happy birthday. The entire management and staff of BAVON Communications Limited, owner of MLC TV and Sharon Radio Online, celebrate Muhammed Otue, the state president of Kogi State Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, on the auspicious occasion of his birthday. Thank you for your patronage, and we pray to God to strengthen you to continue to do more for the society. There is no doubt that you are loved due to your leadership style, and you have demonstrated it by improving the way people perceive a cooperative society. Your innovation of new ways of getting things done has brought up more transformation achievements and empowerment of individuals and associations across the state. We therefore pray that you continue to be a shining light to your world. May you live long to enjoy the fruits of your labor here on earth in health and wealth. Happy birthday, sir. The Ogun State Police Command confirmed on Monday that a 35-year-old man, Mukaila Lasisi, was found dead in a compound on Israel Agbalade Street in Asero, Abeokuta, the state capital. According to the police, Lasisi was discovered as unconscious by a security guard, identified only as Amusan, around 6:45 p.m. on Sunday. Chief Superintendent of Police Omolola Odutola, the command spokesperson, stated that the cause of Lasisi's presence in the compound, where the security guard lived, remains unclear. Preliminary investigations, however, showed no signs of foul play. Odutola stated that upon receiving the report, both the surveillance team and the Gov team promptly reacted and headed to the scene. The victim was swiftly transported to the state hospital in Ijaye, Abeokuta, where the attending doctor confirmed his death. No apparent signs of violence were found on the body. Agbere community in Shagbama local government area of Bayelsa State is mourning over the kidnap and murder of Clement Hamo, a candidate of the community's traditional stool. Hamo was kidnapped on Christmas Day by some unknown people, and his headless corpse was discovered on Tuesday at Ikwidiama community on the river Forcados. A community source privy to the matter told the reporter that the condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to speak with the media, that following the kidnap, all efforts to discover his whereabouts proved abortive, as no group claimed responsibility. There was also no ransom demand, making the community folk to allege that it could be connected to his aspirations to become the traditional ruler of the riverine community. The source gathered that the victim was one of the 8 persons who were interviewed for the vacant stool of the community rulership, with only 2 of them passing comfortably. And this is where we call it a wrap on today's news. For more information or contributions and advert placements, please call the numbers displayed on your screen. Join us daily to watch our news and other exciting programs that will brighten your day. You can also subscribe to all our social media handles to watch our previous and subsequent programs. We MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Please be your brothers and sisters keeper to build a happier and better society together. Thank you for watching. I am Gift Daniel. See you tomorrow.